Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good week in the market. February 27th, Friday, we're going to review 0-day options I took on SPY and the small account challenge. Here we go. Yesterday, not a great day. Today, better. Big gap down. I think there was news, State of the Union. I don't remember, but gap down, still in this larger wedge. This is Eric's 30-minute chart. You can find his Discord with the link in the description. We've got a blue line down here, a green line up there. That's the wedge we've been stuck in for. I mean, it's kind of broken out of it, but then continued to be in it, if that makes any sense. So that's been since January. We started this kind of a grind. And looks like we'll break out of it sometime before mid-March. Maybe tomorrow? Well, not tomorrow, but Monday, or maybe not until mid-March. So yeah, here's 5-day, here's 20-day. We rallied up in the green, broke that green buying, and just chopped until the last hour. Yeah, pretty much. Let's look at the 1 minute here. Pretty grindy morning. I think it's, yeah, the gap and trap is definitely a thing. I mean, if it gaps, it's pretty far away from everything usually, so it needs to build liquidity for a bit. And yeah, this morning was no exception. My first trade was a put at 9:38. So I was charting real early, like real quick. Purple, gray. These are from this morning. Yeah, these stuck all day. So purple was right here for support, resistance, resistance, I think. And then gray was this resistance, flipping into that resistance. I think that's from this morning, yeah. Gold was my precision selling. So I just got kind of aggressive this morning, which maybe not good. It's probably partially from yesterday. But anyways, little inverse cup completed here. And had this nice candle up to this gray, which was my technically bullish controlled selling. But it is a selling algo. So that was my stop on this little move. And it came up, and I actually got a put right here with graving my stop just for this little inverse cup and handle. Did break above it, so I stopped out right here on 9:39. That was $1.77 to $1.49, so kind of a big stop out. These are the range here actually this morning is pretty large. It wasn't too bad, not like a couple days ago. Yeah, only other way I could have done that, I guess, like defined risk was fine. You know, I could have gotten it here on that break, but very early morning, very small, tight range scalp opportunity. But this was what I was looking for, something like that. And if it worked, if it didn't break through my stop, it would have been pretty nice. That's over a point. So that was the first trade, as a red one. Next one, 10:02 to 10:03 in calls. So came up. This could be an inverse head and shoulder setting up, of course. I've got purple for the liquidity for bears to grab, and gray for the bulls. I actually, yeah, just hung out through all of this, just barcoding. Rallied up and broke the white right here, kind of on this little retrace right there. I got a call like right about here. Came up. So this was completing the cup, which I kind of knew, but sometimes it completes a cup and continues. Purple is going to be my take profit, my higher take profit, just based on what I've charted already. So, but it always can retest. So it comes up, and I'm like, well, should I take profit on it? It's such a small move. In case it keeps going, I don't want to, so I can always get back in. You know what I've realized actually the last few days? I've had kind of a drawdown the last few days, and me checking my P&L has slipped into my trading, and I think that's been part of the factor. I don't trade as well in the higher volatility, but also I've been checking my P&L because I've kind of had this goal. I've kind of had certain goals in mind, and then of course my stop on the day, and so it's caused me to keep kind of checking contract prices, checking how much it's up, checking where I'm at after I close a trade. And I think that's been part of the contributor to messing me up. So today, squashed all that, went back to not looking at anything, and I think it helped. I mean, given today's price action is maybe more favorable to my experience or my level. But I think that was actually a pretty big contributing factor. So 1002, 1003. Yeah, so I actually closed out right here because it broke that red. I'm like, well, we're at the top. It is a completed cup. I'll just close it here. If it retests, maybe I'll get into it. So that was actually a green trade. I almost closed it there. So I was trying to close it as a green trade. It wasn't a stop out necessarily. It broke that amount. Given this range is very tight. I mean, tight from here to here and here. So that was 151 to 155. Next one was 1004. You guessed it, right here. So I didn't catch that right there. I didn't even have this green chart at that point, but I did have the gray. It retested that as well as VWAP. I didn't get it right there. Still early candles. I got it about here probably. So got back into a call because it had a cup, and here's our handle, and it bounced off of my gray and VWAP. So I'm back in, and I was looking for more on another retest, but it never did. I even had a couple limit orders, never filled. 1004, I got a call at 139, somewhere around here. Held it, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna hold this thing. I didn't chart green until later, I think. So I had red. I'm like, well, I'm gonna hold that. I definitely had purple. I really wanted purple. We also had moving averages up here. So got in here, 1004, grinded up. Big old long doji, hammer, inverse hammer, shooting star, candle. Held through that trash, even though it was also kind of at high a day. Grinded, boom. I gotta sell like right about here because of purple. When my lines line up, it's all good. So we got a nice little exit on that one. Of course, it could have kept going, and I could have developed some FOMO, but I didn't. Got out right here. That was 1004 to 1008, 139 to 206. So pretty solid trade there. Happy I was able to. I mean, I could have just held this, but you know, no. Happy I was able to get out and get back in and clear-headed, not looking at P&L. Next one, 1036. So far we're red, green, green. Because both of this one and this one was green. 1004, 1008, 1036 was a call. So we completed the cup. We're in an upward trend. On the 30-minute, I don't even know where that window is anymore. Oh, here it is. We're still grinding up the green, steeper green, looking for moving averages. 1036. So I considered a call here on a break of this white that I charted from that coming down. That gave me a VWAP retest as well as this white retest right here. I put a white line in right here, which was basically this cup closing and then adding my liquidity building white line. Considered one there. I didn't. I kind of was patient. Considered another one here with VWAP, nice liquidity here, could be an inverse head. It didn't quite get to my spot though. I wanted purple and or this white for retest. Didn't quite get there. Given gold wasn't here at that point. That would have helped, but I didn't have it. So it did a nice big bounce off of that. Starting to grab that shoulder. Engulfing. Boom, boom, boom. I decided to wait. I almost anticipated. I really considered it. I'm like, should I anticipate the breakout? I'm like, no, I should be patient. So I didn't get in here or here. I got in here, probably about right about there. And I still don't have this gold, so I'm still looking for purple. You know, my expectations. That was it for $1.20. Well, held through all of this. I actually had a limit order here. I was hoping for a little more retrace. I was going to get going with more, but it never really retraced to my gray or the purple. So just stuck with one. Closed out right there. 1046. And that's without gold, actually. So the reason for it, I don't know. Big shooting star candle. First red candle. I had green, so it kind of broke green. And I wanted to take profit. I'm like, it might not make it to purple. So this trade, it wasn't a whole lot. But I wasn't looking at my P&L, so that didn't matter. 120 to 136. So it was actually fine. It was good. I got a nice exit on it. This candle up here when it had volume, it was kind of a gnarly candle. It would have been very nice to close it on that, but I was really trying to wait till purple. And then it did this. I'm like, all right, I'm out. So I like to get the closes on the big candles that are in my favor. Nice slippage, but it's difficult. You miss big moves. Next trade, 1056. So I'm like 3 for 4 now. 1056 on call. So came down, retested this white perfectly, and bounced on purple perfectly. Got a call right here. Yeah, I was seeing it. I'm like, is this real? Is this actually happening? Are my lines lining up today? I don't know if I had gold at that point yet or not. Maybe. I got it like at the beginning of this 1056 with purple being my stop. Yeah, I think it boosted right after I got it. So this was the one that was a little disappointing on the profit, because this one I got, let's see, it's further out of the money. This is a 686. So the other calls were 685s. This one I got for 686 for that move all the way up to the moving averages. So I got it here. I just held. It held above green, which was nice, and ran it up. I don't think I had gold. I maybe did. I can't remember if I had gold at that point. But I closed it. Yeah, I was early. I closed it on this candle right here. It wasn't that early. Oh, it's because of white. Yeah, I closed it on white. Oh, no, you know what? It says 1102. I thought I closed 1103. That's 1101. Oh, yeah, I mean 1101. I guess I closed it on this candle. It was pretty early on that candle. I closed it like here. I really wanted to get... You know what? I did have gold. I wanted gold, but I thought this wick was rejecting the white for a potential down move right here. So I did actually close it like right about here. Went up a little bit further, but this bit right here actually doubled from this. So this was like 15 cents. This was another 15 cents from right here to here. So it's okay, but it would have been nice to go further. So that was $1 to $1.15. I think that was that one. Yeah. So accuracy is up. Next one is 1216. Puts. What I'm seeing here now is gold. We have for this resistance up here, and we've got purple. So it's a ascending wedge, I guess you call that. If it breaks this, it still has this gold for support, which I end up respecting. But you could take a break on here, which technically, yeah, or checking here. So this is a tapering algo, this gold, right? So it's wanting to come down, but to just get puts doesn't make any sense because it's going up. So that's where you'd wait for it to break it, or potentially get it at the top of the gold. But of course, this is much easier in hindsight. But I did kind of see that happening, actually, that ascending wedge. Bounced here. Bounced again. And this one didn't make it all the way to gold. I was actually planning on getting puts, because I think on the 30-minute we'd broken the green. Yeah, we were just about to break the green buying algo on the 30-minute. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna get puts because this will probably retrace. And then we're looking for a cup to close, which would be down here, here, breaking the gold, and potentially making a handle, which it did right here. It kind of overshot the cup, made a handle, and Friday shenanigans. I didn't make it to gold though, so I didn't get in here. This white, of course, was drawn after this started selling. Started selling off, and I waited until it broke. A little bit after even. I got it in right here. Not a great fill. Right about there. I was a little hesitant too because we've got VWAP right here. I don't know which one of these cups is an actual going to be a cup. You know, is it this line? Is it this line? We were just past that line. Is it here? Like, where is it going to want to complete an inverse cup? Here. I mean, there. So it had been selling in this white, and I could have jumped in sooner and just used white for my risk. And some days I would. But it's not often that it starts selling that aggressive algo while it's in another one. And in this case, you had it though. Started selling the white while it's still in the orange. So yeah, depending on how aggressive you want to be, you could do it that way. I got it in here, 12.16, got it for 82 cents. I didn't get much of this move, unfortunately. I wanted it to purple. No, not purple. Gold. Look at this. Look at gold. So I had gold at that point, and I wanted that, but it was actually selling quite slow through here. You can start to see these wicks. It was just kind of ugly, slow selling. And again, I didn't know where. I mean, it perfectly bounced on gold. I pretty recently put gold in there, but I guess it had quite a bit of action on the resistance and the support. So I got it 12.16, closed it right here where this candle closed above my gray. So I closed it right there at 12.20. So just a little move there. This would have been sick. That candle would have had so much nice slippage. Because the move I got wasn't bad. It was 82 cents to 98 cents. So pretty good. If I had held it, that gold, man, that would have been much nicer. So, but my accuracy is way up today. I think it's like 80% we're at. Next one was at 12.49. I think it was almost $200 at that point. Close. This was Zombie retracement trade, bouncing on gold. Still haven't completed the larger inverse cup, so it could have a move up to the moving averages, being a Friday also. So I got it here. 26 cents, closed it at 116. Yeah, held it all the way to there. Again, this is a retracement. I'm kind of looking for, I guess it's silly because it broke white, but no, I was going to leave gold because it could come up here, break here, and then there's a wedge. So, yeah, I was looking for a bigger move on this one, so I was fine to take a small loss. It was a cheap contract, 687. I was pretty far out of the money. 26 cents to 20 on that one. Just didn't want to have that continuation. And then I took a spread on the Webull account somewhere in here that I stopped out, basically break even. I can't remember. Oh, it was right here. So I ended up taking a spread then to the downside because once it broke gold, I was looking bearish. Maybe there's a ladder wedge down here. I don't know. Took a spread, stop out of it here for basically break even. Didn't trade any of this. Didn't trade this. Still in a wedge. Charted this white by end of day. This is basically a cup close. And here's a nice looking inverse head with a bounce on VWAP. So I'm hanging out. I look at it about here. And I think I actually front run this a little bit. Where did I get this call? 344. Yeah, I got it on this candle. Somewhere on this candle. That's crazy. I front ran it that much, actually. Maybe that's for purple? 344. I'm surprised I got it there. Might have been here. I don't know where on that candle I got it. Held through all of this. I'm waiting for that 10-minute move. It breaks above here. I'm like, oh boy. This was the only contract I could afford. I was out of buying power, so it was 7 cents. It was 687. So I'm looking for a moving average squeeze. Not even a squeeze, just moving average move to end of day, which happens pretty often. It sits here. We get that 10-minute candle. This thing's up like 115%, I think. I just briefly glanced at it. Given it's a small contract, so it's like 10 or 12 bucks, maybe 14 bucks, I guess would be $7. Yeah. Maybe it was $18, $19. But once I saw this candle, you know, I have these charts over here. I'm like, all right, let's make our move to 5-day, or, you know, this was actually my take profit right here. or my target. This was opening print on 5-day, which was the lowest point of 5-day at the top of this wick on the 359 candle. So if it got there, I would have closed it. It would have been probably 200 more percent because I would have been in the money also, or very close to it. It wicked and it came down. It's still bouncing on the gray there. So I'm like, I'll hold it. I'll hold it. I think I closed it on this candle actually. So it didn't really matter. It's not like it made any money because it was just buying up in the purple. I would, if I held it till the last minute, probably went up, but it was whatever. 7 cents to 2 cents on that one. So a couple red trades end the day out. Not bad. Happy for a Friday. Didn't quite make back all of my losses from yesterday, but pleased to know I still kind of figuring out how to trade here and not just a complete fluke. And that's sometimes what it feels like. Yesterday, got a little sketchy yesterday. There's a trades, fewer trades today, thankfully. Thanks guys. Have a good weekend. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy Money 6 round. Peace out.